everybody, this is Bench85. Ooh, don't break the stuff. And welcome to another episode of Surviving Minecraft. I'm processing some gold because, well, I need some. What are we working on today? Well, first off, we are going to remedy a little bit of our power situation. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up as to what was going on. I upgraded the reactor one last time. I think this is the final configuration that the reactor will stand in. But unfortunately, instead of using Resonant Ender, like I had, I would like to use liquid pyrotheum. The reason being is it is the, no, not pyro, cryotheum. Here we go. And in order to get it, we need to get the cryotheum dust. We need to melt it down. So we need snowballs, we need redstone, we need, not niter, saltpeter, and then blizz powder. So I went and grabbed myself a blizz. I have a blizz spawner in here. Ran through a bunch in the spawner. Got 79 of them. So I'm just going to take the time to pulverize these guys up. I grabbed a pulverizer here and just set it down for now in case we ever need a pulverizer for anything. Oh, we're going to get some snowballs too. That's cool. This is going to be, wow, this is going to be way more cryotheum than I need, but that's okay. You never know when you might have a use for it. Yeah, we're going to get 2 stacks out of this, aren't we? Cool. That's enough for now. By the way, you'll notice, well, the frames dip a little bit now and then. But for the most part, my frames are holding steady where they should be. It was just a matter of restarting Minecraft. It's looking pretty good. It's not bad. So we should be able to craft up a bunch of this. And this should be enough for 1 bucket right here. And if I did my math correctly, I should need 16 buckets worth. And 4 is a bucket. So, got that? It means we're going to need a stack. If my math is correct. I hope I have, oh yeah, I've got plenty of snowballs. There we go. We should have a stack. Now what I've done is I've already put a portable tank in here, so I should be able to just throw this in here. And it's going to start doing this, and it's just going to start filling it. Yep, because it's a 1/4 bucket per. So we should end up with 16 buckets in there. That would be ideal. And then we're going to head to the reactor room. I'll show you guys the latest configuration that I'm using. Let's see. We're still having trouble with power in here. I don't have the boots on right now, so I gotta be careful. Luckily, these guys have all filled up, filled with brine, but if this system right here runs at all, it shuts down just about everything else in this room. We are hurting for power, that's for sure. And the biggest reason being, if I find the conduit in here, this stuff, it only can transfer 5,000 RF per tick. Our reactor in its previous configuration could output close to 7, so not all the power was headed down the line. What we do need then is our other conduit, the Ender energy. We get 20,000 RF per tick transfer, but if you remember, we need this stuff, the vibrant alloy. Now unfortunately, we need ender pearls, and we need a lot of this stuff, which gives us the gold. So we can make the first step, but we can't make the second step, unfortunately. Look at that, 16 buckets worth, perfect. Now this stuff is nasty stuff. It's very cold, it'll give you frostbite, I think. Ignore that room. That is a room we will be working in the future. But for now, it stays empty. So as you can see, if you remember correctly, we had made it a 7 tall. Well, now it's a 7 by 7 by 7, at least in this configuration. And it is now got, it originally had the 5 columns. I put in 4 more around it, so there is now 9 columns of fuel. And right now, If I were to kick it on, it has no coolant at the moment. You see here how out of balance this is? This is our problem right now. We are pumping out close to 10,000 RF per tick. I think it'll get close to that. It'll actually go over that. Yep. So we've got a lot of power output. And if we put in, hello, I don't have any glass for you. If we put in our cryothium, this is gonna be tricky. What I'm actually gonna do, for temporary purposes, I'm going to have this dump all the fuel out. Because I don't want the fuel to be sitting in there. There we go. And we'll just stick it into this ME drive. It'll go, or not drive, the interface, and we'll stick it back in here, and it'll be in the system for when we do it. This way, I don't think you actually lose the fuel, but there's no concern now. Hey, let me in. There we go. So I like to be able to go up against the ceiling. Oop. What we are going to need to do, though, is we need to set this tank somewhere. That looks like a good spot for you. Grab a bucket of it, and let's, I think we want to go around to the back corner. It's going to be our best bet. I want to make sure I get all these items here. Yep, right here should be good. So we're going to want to put one right here. Oop. We put oh, it doesn't flow. So gravity actually affects it. Well, that, oh yeah, it hurts. Let's not go into it. Well, that's gonna mean that I don't have enough. That is for sure. Because I'm guessing that means you need, oh, it's gonna start creating snowball or snow blocks around it. Well, we have a lot of columns here. Maybe we should just go back to using ender fluid. Oh wait, no, we don't have the ender pearls. So we have we had 16 columns times 5. Are you doing the math? That's 80. 80 buckets worth we need. 80 buckets worth. And we have 16 right now. And I'm going to put them back in here. Oh. Well, that means we need to do a different method here. So I would like to have this filled with cryothium. It's kind of the ideal, as far as I'm concerned, it's the ideal coolant. Let me use the wrench actually, just in case. I was gonna say it should fill itself back up. Well, we're okay on fuel, so maybe I'm gonna let this go for a little while. Maybe we're just gonna use the liquid enderium. Enderium works. In fact, it insulates it pretty well. The cryothium, I need 80 buckets, right? And I have 16, so I'm gonna need 64 more. I need 4 of them, so I need 4 stacks. 1. Yeah, I don't even have enough for that. What am I short on? I'm short on saltpeter. Darn it. Well, we can circumvent that actually. We can help that out. I have an idea. Let's see how many we actually get. I'll come back. I've got an idea. Alright guys, so I have an idea. If my math is correct, this is 80 buckets of cryothium. It should be what I need. There's a problem. I don't want water going down in there. Oh, let me grab, I want to see what this does. So I kind of want to block out this water. Make sure I got this set right. So let's grab, yeah, that'll work. Should we sleep? Maybe. This is the sleeping bag, by the way. Works really well. Doesn't reset your spawn though, which is nice. So let's go back over here. You guys just gonna hang tight. So I'm actually gonna put that glass back in. Cause I wanna make a little pocket, if you will, here. And don't worry, this will all fill back in. So I'm not that concerned about it. And one more right. Oh, right there. Hey, you. Ooh. I see you over there. He's gonna come back right here. I should not have shot at him. Well, anyways. Okay, we want to go right down to the reactor control rod. Like so. I think I want to break this top one. Just for temporary purposes. So we're going to put down a floodgate from Buildcraft. And you should be able to put that on top of it. And then wrench it. And is it making a mess or is it actually going in? Okay, it's filling those sections, and what it should do is it should keep working its way around and filling as it goes. At least that's the hope. If I'm wrong about this, this could get really messy. I can see it in there. You guys see it? And it might have to move that one bucket's worth and stick it in. Depends on whether it's filling from the bottom or the top. I don't know. I've never used the floodgate before, so I wanted to see how this worked. And it's supposed to scan out like 64 blocks, so that's why I had to make sure I had only 80 buckets worth. If it filled from the top first, then it's going to take a little while to get it down to there. You don't see any liquid cryothium anywhere around here, right? So it's supposed to do it from the center out. Something's taking damage somewhere. Hey. Let me down in there. There we go. Got 57 blocks out. There's 5, 10, 15, 20, so there should be blocks somewhere else, and it's putting it... I'm afraid it's putting it somewhere else. I think it's stuck at the moment. Let's just grab this and not get hit by that. There is a bucket's worth right here that I want to grab. Because I can't, there's nothing else here. Yeah. No, don't be doing that to me. Okay, it recompleted. It might even be running the reactor at the moment. No. May want to. Let's just see what happens. Oh, see, temps are doing a little bit better. That's not bad. In fact, it's doing quite well. 14.7. That's probably more energy than what can get put into one of these guys. No, it's putting in that much. Or do I have a... I think I have a big cable going in. Or something. Or no. The max input output. It's sitting right against the port. That's why. So it can only get in 15,000. So if I go above 15,000... it's not going to be able to do anymore. I should probably shut this down. Since apparently my automatic didn't shut it down. Well, I guess in that case... I think all I'm going to do now... Oh, darn it. My magnet is in here. I'm just going to fill this the rest of the way with the cryothium. See what happens. And, perfect. And I will meet you guys over in the Botania area because that's where we are going to be working today. Is in the Botania area. Here we are back at our Botania base. And what are we working on? It's a brand new project. And the biggest hint is in my hand. And this thing right there. Right there. That block. I have a backpack in my hand. A very special backpack. Known as an apiarist backpack. That's right, guys. We're doing bees. Haha. We did bees last season, but we used them mostly for learning how to breed them, how to work with the trees. This time around, we're gonna put them to work. So the apiarist backpack is really cool in that it will grab bees as you collect them. So I've got a whole bunch of bees here. I'm gonna grab those because they're all the same. Might bring in the tropical because they're might work out here. And we'll grab a plains bee. Like so. Now, what are these guys? Well, these are industrial apiaries. We're going to be using gendistry, basically. These are electric powered, or RF powered ones. We get a lot of upgrade slots. We can do a lot of really cool things with these. And we're really going to push things with gendistry. Now, I want to see exactly what happens here. I have a feeling they're going to say, yeah, it's not daytime. It's never daytime here. So we're going to need some upgrades for that. Let me throw these guys in first, too. I want to see what this says. Not daytime. Not daytime. We may also need this guy right here, a dryer upgrade, which is pretty easy to make. But, well, actually, why don't we get these guys going? We got our terminal here. We should be able to get, let's see, there is a daytime one. Lifespan, light, upgrade, internal lighting. I would say that would be the one we would want. What we are missing are these guys, the upgrade frames. And I believe I have that up. No, I don't. Well, I'll just make a couple. Not that they're hard to make. Just don't have a lot of gold nuggets, that's all. We should have a perfect amount to make 3 of these. So let's see if these are the true. Let's go this way. If these are truly the upgrades they're looking for. So if we do this. Oh, hostile environment. Because it's damp. I think. Well, we don't know what they want. Let's try these guys. Hostile environment. Hostile environment. Well, I think this one needs, since it's a tropical, it needs the temperature increase. I would say this guy, the heater upgrade. So we're gonna need some more of these upgrade frames here. Craft me about 100 of them. Sounds good. Let's just make a bunch of these because we're gonna need these frames. I want to get these bees going though. So we're probably gonna need one of these, and I think we need a little bit more bronze, which is crazy because I had crafted up a bunch of it. Start. Let's grab a heater upgrade, and then there should be a dryer upgrade for the other ones. So let's see if I got these right. Why I'm getting the tropical ones going, I'm not sure. So let's try a dryer. Perfect. Look at that. No error. It's running. And they're basically going to run all the time because there's no nighttime to them. And this guy, I think, just needs the temperature up. There you go. Hot and damp. Tropical. Perfect. And they are saying that there is enough flowers around? I wouldn't think there'd be enough flowers around. Ow. Oh, tropicals. You know what? No. To heck with you guys. I'm not going to deal with you guys. I forgot about that. Tropicals, they poison you. They're a nasty bunch. And we're just not going to deal with them. And now I'm super slow. Lovely. Well, while we're waiting for this to wear off, you guys notice this? 9,000 ingots of tin. 7,600 copper ingots. A lot of iron. That's a lot of loveliness. I got the processor up and running. Almost 8,000 coal. Oh. So we gotta head back home. It's gonna take me a while because I am really slow. So I'll meet you guys back there so we can make our other machines that we need for Gendustry to work. So here we are back in the workshop, and the ones I'm looking at here that we need to make, we're gonna need an advanced Mutatron, which takes the regular Mutatron. I'm gonna get a genetic sampler, a mutagen producer, a genetic transposer, and maybe the imprinter. I haven't decided yet. But the biggest thing I'm looking at are these genetic processors. See what they cost? 2 diamonds, 2 nether quartz, and a pulsating chipset, which is ender pearl redstone. So if I do my count, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So that means to start out with, we're gonna run 4 ender pearls and 4 redstone. 4, I said. Oh, we got another ender pearl through our assembly table here. No. There we go. Not sure why clicking into there, why I got a significant amount of frame loss there. Very choppy when that assembly table's running. That might have something to do with one of the new, with the new Buildcraft or something that I updated to, where it's hurting my frames a little bit. Yeah, it's significant. TPS is good. That's all good. So it's all frame stuff. Frame rate, basically. So we got to run these through. We're going to get a bunch of those pulsating chipsets, and then I'll run through 7 of them. So that means I need 14 diamonds. I don't know if it was quicker to do it that way or not. We got a lot of diamonds right now. And 14 nether quartz. There we go. So I will get those made up, and I'll get the machines made up. Oh, we got 2 more that just... And I'll meet you guys back over there, and I'll show you guys how cool these things are from Gendustry. The 5 machines that we're looking at utilizing. Now, we're going to need a few things. The first thing we need to do, the first step, is we need to make an item called, I shouldn't say an item, a substance known as mutagen. We've got plenty of yellorium, so I'm going to use that. So you put this into a mutagen producer. Yellorium is the best thing we have in the pack. Redstone isn't too bad, but each ingot will give me 1 bucket's worth. Now, I don't know if this is going to be self-aware as to where it should go. It's either going to go in here or it's going to kick to the next machine. Hopefully it goes to the next machine. Oh, it did. Okay, so the mutagen is going into the mutatron. Perfect. Now, probably going to need those at some point, but here's what I want to do, okay? We need to do a couple things. Number one, I want to go put in automation upgrades. What it'll do is it'll automatically reset the queen, although I may want to disable that one at some point. And I also have some lifespan upgrades, and what they're going to do is they're going to increase, or decrease I should say, how fast or how much it lives. I want to take those out actually, the automation ones, because I want them to die. Because I want to show you guys the breeding portion. While they're going, I also want to get, I'm going to need a carpenter. Oh. There still is a little bit of lag going on ever since I started up that, the assembly table. So I need a carpenter, which I think I just need, yeah, sturdy casing. Probably going to need 2 of them. Actually, give me 4. Perfect. So I'll take a carpenter. And then I also want a centrifuge. Although I'm actually going to make 3 of them. And I think we're going to utilize them maybe right across here. Those are the 3 centrifuges, and there's our carpenter. Cool. We need to power them. How are these guys doing? Getting there. They're almost going to die out. So let me come down here. Gotta break that for now. So if I recall, it should be right there. So I was off by 1 block. Hey, not supposed to be a hole there. And then the carpenter is going to be right underneath here. There we go. And perfect. So those guys should be powered now. Oop. Yep, we've got our F. Perfect. Everything's working exactly how I wanted here. Okay, so I wanted these to die. Now, if the automation upgrade was in, the drones would have gone here. The princess would have gone here. It would have started the cycle back over, and it just would have kept going. But here's the thing. I want to do some breeding. And we are going to do it using this guy. Watch this. What would I like? Would I like the leporine queen, or would I like the common queen? Well, let's figure out what we need. We actually get to choose now. This is pretty cool. Actually, I won't be able to do it without labware, but I'll get there. We want a glimmering. We want the bee that produces the glimmer. Oh, is it shimmering? Yeah, shimmering comb from the quantum bee. Quantum bee comes from spectral and a spatial. Both of them are NBs though. We need an ender bee, probably. Not sure how to get him. I gotta look that up. Austere, modest, frugal. Well, I think the best bet is for us to grab at least a common for now. So let me grab some labware. I have that already in here. Should make 32 of them, yep. And we've got that. So we'll throw that into our mutagen, or mutatron, and we're gonna choose a common. It'll consume the 2, it'll process it, it uses 1 labware, and we've got ourselves a common queen. So I'm gonna throw her back into here. And you need a dryer. Yes, you. And I have a feeling I don't have the middle part. Oh, I do. Then what else do I need? Oh, bronze. Craft me 1, because it'll craft me 4. Perfect. Now she should be happy, and I'm gonna steal some of these lifespan ones out of here, and we'll let her cruise. Now the other thing we're gonna want is our bee analyzer. Oh, it's actually a beelizer. This guy right here. So we just need some tin, glass panes, 2 redstone, a diamond, and 2 buckets of water. Well, we've got 1 bucket right here. So let's throw that in there. Grab a bucket out of there. So we need 1 diamond. We need 2 redstone. We need 4 tin. And we need some glass panes. Do I have any item conduit in there. Just one. So I can't do that quite yet. Can't quite automate it yet, but that's okay. We're gonna stick in another bucket of water. We want 1 diamond, and remember you have to put in the crafting recipe and then put the items in down here. Important to note. And there we go. At the same time, we're going to want to throw the honeycombs into the centrifuge here. We got some more in here. Because what they're going to give us is the items that we need. Specifically the honey drops, because that'll let us analyze the bees, if you remember. And this guy I want to run, let's see, I'm going to steal these guys here too. 4 is the most you can put in. Okay. Is this done? Done. We'll clear out the recipe. I don't know if we're going to need the carpenter too much more. Here we go. We can throw in the honey drops. I want to get rid of that because I don't want to break anything. Now I wonder, if I take her out, does she go right back? Okay, same lifespan. Cool. I want to analyze her before. Okay, she is a common. Perfect. That's what we want. So we can let the automation run, and we'll just kind of continue it a little bit. Pretty cool, right? So basically we're going to utilize this guy to just keep, this keeps running. Oh yeah, we'll be okay. You are short on power. Why are you short on power? Oh! Haha. Because somebody did not replace that line. That's better. Here, this gives you an idea. Glowstone block will give you 800. Redstone block gives you 900. 1,000. 200. So those are the ones that we can use. Okay. So I'm going to check my time, see where we are, but we need some bees to basically process here. There we go. We got a common drone. And I need to make a roadmap as far as where we need to get these end bees to work. Alright, so it is the wrapping up point, and I've mapped out where my bees are going to come from. The next step after a common, of course, was to cross a common with another hive bee. I have some rocky bees here, mostly because the princesses are all pristine. And remember, pristine stock cannot die off, whereas, I don't know if I didn't look in here. Like this tropical queen is ignoble. There's another ignoble. They are capable of dying, but we probably will be able to change that if we need to. But basically, after we do that, we take a cultivated and mix it with a modest bee, which is a desert bee. We gotta find a beehive in the desert. That'll give us a sinister bee. Then we breed the sinister with a modest again, and we'll get a frugal bee. We breed that frugal with a modest again, so there's gonna be a lot of desert bees we're working with. And we're gonna get an austere bee. Now the austere bee is very interesting. We'll see that. I'll have that one for next episode because we're gonna have some interesting times with the austere bee. In fact, we're probably gonna need to with the sinister bee. We'll see. We then need to breed the austere bee with a monostatic, which we can only get from a villager. So we're gonna have to find a villager that'll trade with us. That'll get us a secluded, and a secluded with a monostatic gets us a hermitic bee. And the hermitic bee we have to breed with an ender bee, which you can only find in an end hive. So we are gonna have to go to the end and kill the dragon anyways. Well, we wouldn't have to. We could go in with like an... Oh no, I don't have an ender pouch because we do not have ender storage. Nope, we're gonna have to kill the... We're gonna have to kill him. So, we'll manage. Oh yeah, we can't yet because, well, we got commons. Because we need a modest bee. We need to get a bee from a desert. So I guess it's a matter of me going out and finding me a modest beehive. I can't find them here. Gonna have to go back to the overworld and see if I can find some. I got some ideas. We may have had one or two over by where the salination, well, the evaporation plant is. So I'm gonna have to head off that way. You, sir, can stay over there. Why do I have zombies over there? On my land. Zombie there too. There's a lot of bad stuff over here. Wow. So I'm gonna head over there. I'm gonna look for some modest bees, and then I'm gonna have to go find a villager as well. But we're gonna have to come back next episode and meet with a villager. I think that's how we'll start the next episode out. And we're gonna get some more bee breeding, and I'll show you guys a little bit of it. Won't show you a huge amount because, well, it's bee breeding, and you know, you guys don't need to be bored. But our goal for next episode is to utilize those machines and get us some ender pearls, thanks to these ender bees that we're looking for. So, with that, guys, do you see any orange hives anywhere? I know they're orange. I also don't think I have any food. Oops. Probably should not have come out here with no food. I don't see any orange hives. Well, I guess I'm going to have to do some significant searching. And if I were to actually come across a desert, well, that salination plant should really be moved. Because that'll utilize much better production rate of the brine that we need for our ore processing. But with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. So thanks for watching. And as always, take it easy.